Doug MPA back with another live stream. Thank you for joining me this Wednesday. It is 8 p.m. Eastern time on June 19th of 2024 is Juneteenth. And so some of us got the day off, some didn't. Anyway, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then if you're watching this afterwards, drop a comment. I really appreciate it. It shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And we're going to cover a couple of things. I like starting my videos with a crime files video because, guys, the crime files is a $4.99 a month membership tier on my channel. I had to put those on a membership tier because they are videos about women who have been accused of, currently being prosecuted for, or convicted of various crimes, and those get limited monetization. So if you join as a member on my group, hey, hit that join button on my page. You'll get access to at least 2 or 3 of those videos a week. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a preview of the kind of videos I do on that membership tier. And there's a whole lot of material, guys. I can go on forever. So we're going to start with a crime files video. Whiteout, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being here. I appreciate that. And then that we're going to cover that. I like to talk about student loans and debt on my channel. So I don't know if you guys ever saw that NYU Gallatin video of those women with those crazy majors. We're going to review that real quick. And then I'll show you the cost of going to NYU Gallatin. It's crazy. And then we're going to get into inflation. And then we're going to talk about Gen Z turning more conservative. So once again, like the video, subscribe, and if you're watching, drop a comment. I really appreciate it. Shows you support me, what I'm doing over here, and also on my channel, guys, I have a playlist of women on TikTok who regret their student loan debt. I'm 16 deep with number 17 coming out on Sunday morning. They're all compilations of women who are complaining about their large amounts of student loan debt. So check that out on my channel. And was there one called Afro? Oh man, just wait, man. No. That would be tame compared to some of the ones I'm going to show you guys. So anyway, so we're going to start with make sure to hit the super chat button. All donations are appreciated. And if you want to join the live with your thoughts, so there is a comment pinned at the top. So come on in and we can talk about it. And let's go into one of the crime files that I like to do on my membership tier. I will share this with you. Give me 1 second. Reggie Gamer in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Okay. Guys, I do these videos because women's lib and women's empowerment has been around for the past 40 years, guys. But women aren't held accountable. Ooh, that's the wrong one. Sorry, guys. I hit the wrong sound effect. Yeah, women aren't being held accountable. They're just not. And so that's why I say on my channel, in 2024, women have as much, if not more, of a proclivity for evil acts in 2024 than men. Because most of us men know that if we do crazy stuff, we're gonna pay the price. We get more sentencing for the same crime. All sorts of crazy stuff happens to us in prison. We are hundreds of years deep in incarceration being a deterrent. Women are just now figuring this out. The wave of crime amongst women is increasing significantly, guys. Reggie Gamer in the house. Alpha 101 Gaming Channel. Thank you for being here. Carlos X. My G in Portland. How you doing, man? Don't use your Stafford loan money for $1,200 photos with Chris Brown. Carlos, actually, those photos were $2,000, bro. $2,000. Yeah. So, wait 1 second. Yeah, so $2,000, nothing. Anyway, I'm gonna welcome in Pyro. Always good to see you, my friend. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good, Doug. All I have to say is you can't Like you can't like disrespect my Gen Z friends. You can't do
You know what? You know what? So before I get into that, um, you know what, man? I talk a lot of trash about Gen Z, but the way things are looking, I think that Gen Z is going to turn it around, guys. The high school Gen Z boys are becoming more and more conservative, and I'll outline that later on in the show. Okay. So anyway, once again, this is a preview of the Crime Files membership tier on my channel. So hit that join button. It's $4.99 a month. It's less than a cup of coffee. And let's get into this.
The mother and her 19-year-old daughter, accused of murdering their family members, are staying behind.
Look at these hard-faced broads. Look at that, man. Oh, my goodness.
Bars today. They've allegedly confessed to their crime, saying everyone, even the 3 children, wanted to die. It is Tuesday afternoon. I'm Brian Taft.
And I'm Shari Williams. The big story on Action News is the new details that we are learning about the 5 people murdered in Morrisville, Bucks County.
Action News has team coverage today at 4 o'clock. Maggie Kent is in the neighborhood, but we'll begin now with Walter Perez.
And he's live at the district attorney's office in Doylestown. And Walter, this case is rattling investigators.
And the thing about this, guys, is women do these brazen acts of foolishness and craziness, and they're still like, we don't understand her motivation. What happened? You know, what drove her to this? We
Yeah,
don't know where she's coming from. It could be postpartum, blah, 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 blah. Do you think guys get any of this kind of grace? I get
nah,
so go ahead.
mm-mm. Nah, guys don't get that. Not even one bit. Not even
Yep.
one bit.
Yep. I'm gonna follow this. Actually, I have a follow up of it. I have to. I'll bring that up because they got life in prison, but it went back and forth for a while. So anyway, let's get into this.
No doubt about it, Shari and Brian. Authorities say it'll be weeks before they can determine exactly how the victims were killed in this case. Investigators say it seems at least 2 of them were strangled, but at this point they simply don't know. But what they do know at this point, at least what they say they think they know, is who did it.
Authorities say 45-year-old Shanna Decree and her 19-year-old.
Look at these hard-faced broads, man. Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness. Look at that, man. Look at that look in her eye. And you know, guys, we have to do better, man, because someone got this chick pregnant multiple times. Guys, if you see the crazy eyes, don't even dip in there, man. Run away. How does this woman have multiple children?
So,
Ugh.
so that's the daughter because 2 of them have the same last name.
Yeah. So this woman and her 19-year-old daughter took out 5 family members, guys, over the
Oh my
course of
God.
3 days. Yep, here we go.
daughter Dominique have confessed to the horrific murders of
Confessed
5
to it.
members of their own family.
So look at
Morris-
that. Wait. Let's go back 1 second. So Erica Allen, Imani Allen, Jamila Campbell, Damon. Now, how did they get him?
He must be sleeping.
I guess. And then look at this name. Not gonna work here anymore. Look at that, man. I'm telling you, us black people and these names.
of their own family. Morrisville Police Chief George McClay says these are the kinds of cases that haunt police officers.
It's a sad day for us.
And here's the thing, guys. You know, I've been a black male in this country for 43 years, right? And I think that most cops are just trying to do their jobs and give them respect that they have to see stuff like this and you don't. In undergrad, my best friend was a firefighter, a fire captain. And the stuff he would tell me he saw, man, holy, you know what? Story time. How about this, guys? So my best friend in college, he got on a call, and they go to this house with the paramedics, and this girl this young girl was on her back, and there's blood all over the place, and she had a hole like in her lower back, right? And her boyfriend was this like young kid too, and there was a gun laying on the ground, and they were both naked, right? And he was in shock. So they were like, "Hey, buddy, wake up! Wait, hey, well, you know." It turns out they were home alone, and they were about to, have relations. And he's like, "Hey, I know where my dad's gun is." And she's like, "You know what would be hot if you put that gun up in there and like, did the old in and out
Oh my God.
with the weapon." And
They,
guys,
they,
it went off. It went
oh.
off. Yeah,
So,
man.
so they literally put in a loaded gun with ammo inside of it,
Yes.
inside a person.
Yes. And it
a weapon,
went off.
a weapon that shouldn't be used to be be used
It
that
was
way.
crazy.
Any type of way. A weapon is supposed to be used to protect yourself. And these freaky ass people can be doing this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No joke. And so I remember because we took all the same classes together that semester. He's like, "Yo, man, I need you to cover the rest of the week because I need a couple of days." And I was like, "What happened, man?" He told me that story. I was like, "Yeah, I need to take a break too." Could you imagine seeing that?
Yeah, I think I couldn't be police. I couldn't be police. Mm-mm.
And yeah, give them respect.
For us, as much as I've seen over my career, this is the saddest case I've ever had.
It was yesterday afternoon when police got the call from a social worker who went to the Decree family apartment on West Bridge Street to see how they were doing. The caseworker reported that the suspects seemed disoriented. Investigators quickly arrived to find the remains of the 5 dead victims in another room. The youngest were 13 years old and 9-year-old twins. Bucks County DA Matt Weintraub says he has a pretty good idea how this crime unfolded. The question that lingers is, what could have possibly been the motive?
As confusing as it was last night, we are no closer to understanding that in the harsh light of day. We will continue to pursue every lead and to work this case to its just conclusion.
During
Reggie came and says, "Is Damon a he?" Yes, that was a he. And then Carlos X said, "I need to know how they got Damon." Exactly, man, because like they don't. Well, I mean, she looks like she's about a smooth 275, 300. So maybe they just pounced on him and freaking overpowered him while he was asleep. I don't know. So I look at that, man. She looks like Warren Sapp from the freaking Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And both of them are like obese.
Oh yeah. Well, that's standard fare. That's standard fare in Black America, dude. This is typical. This is typical right here, man. Come on now. This is par for the course.
In questioning, not only did the suspects reportedly say they wanted to be dead, they also said the victims wanted to die as well. So we asked Chief McClay if he thinks this is some kind of twisted murder-suicide case. He says that's doubtful.
2 9-year-olds can't make that decision, and a 13-year-old. So I think that's, is that something in the adults' minds?
Look at that. He looks visibly shaken. Can you imagine walking into that scene? Ugh.
I don't know, but it's surely not in 9-year-old minds.
Now, authorities say there were 8 people living inside that tiny apartment, the 2 suspects and the 5 victims.
8 people in one apartment.
Jesus, 8 right.
Jeez, man, what?
In one apartment, that's crazy.
Yep.
Just conclusion.
During questioning, not only did the suspects reportedly say they wanted to be dead, they also said the victims wanted to die as well. So we asked Chief McClay if he thinks this is some kind of twisted murder-suicide case. He says that's doubtful.
2 9-year-olds can't make that decision, and a 13-year-old. So I think that's, is that something in the adults' minds? I don't know, but it's surely not in 9-year-old minds.
Now, authorities say there were 8 people living inside that tiny apartment, the 2 suspects and the 5 victims. The 8th person was one of the victim's sons. We can report that he was not there at the time of the murders, and today he was found by investigators uninjured.
Well, so that's some good news. At least one of the little kids survived. So look, just real quick. So this was in Levittown, Pennsylvania. A mother and a daughter admitted to taking out 5 of their family members. So Shannon Decree was 47, and then oh this is what is this what? Yeah, they pled guilty. Okay, so okay. A mother and daughter admitted to taking out 5 of the family members and expressed remorse in court Monday as one told the court and other family members she still did not understand why the tragedy occurred. Shannon Decree, 47, and her daughter Dominique pled guilty but mentally ill to 5 counts of, first degree, the M word, and conspiracy to commit first degree deletion. They're sentenced to 5 consecutive life sentences. Well, that's some good news. That's good news. So she says,
I hope it was worth it.
I know.
I hope it was worth it.
She says, to my family, I'm sorry for taking away such beautiful souls in such a horrible manner, said through tears. Come on now. Authorities found the body of 5 of the women's family members at their apartment. So these were her children, Naira, Damon, her sister, and then her sister's 2 twin daughters. What? Yikes, man! I'm telling you, it's crazy out here, guys. Women get away with they've been getting away with stuff for so long. They're getting so brazen. But at least these 2 got held accountable and are getting life in prison.
Yeah.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, these are the type of videos on my membership tier, guys. So if you want to hit that join button, go for it. It's only $4.99 a month, less than a cup of coffee. So let's get into what this podcast is about. So, well, okay, I got to show this. Watch closely, guys. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but this is NYU Gallatin. Listen to these majors. Pyro, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Follow along. Listen.
Hi, my name is Nikki. I'm studying Latin American women and visual culture.
So Latin America and visual culture, right?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Melanie. I'm studying the unseen body in creative spaces, erasure and exposure of the queer.
Yeah.
Unseen spaces, unseen body in the creative spaces and erasure and exposure of the queers.
Wow.
It gets better. Watch.
Hey, I'm Nina, and I studied the arts, education, and social justice.
Arts, education, and social justice.
Jesus H. Rock.
Yeah!
I'm Joyce. I studied decolonial intimacies.
I studied decolonial intimacies, indigenous politics of resistance.
Indigenous politics of resistance.
Yeah!
I'm Victoria, and I studied remembering or forgetting, navigating international conflict through collective memory.
Yeah!
You guys.
Doug, I'm gonna tell you something after this video ends.
Okay. It gets worse.
Yeah.
I studied monstrosity, the subaltern praxis. Or should I say I created it?
Yeah!
Hi, I'm Nunyala. I'm studying living artfully, art as ritual therapy and pathways of decoloniality.
Yeah!
I'm Naomi, and I'm studying Black political economy.
Yeah!
I'm Natalie, and I'm studying fashion history and gender studies.
Yeah!
Guys.
This is terrible. This is terrible. This is just terrible. And they said they went to college. They said they went to Doug. When I was a kid, when I think about college, when people go to college, I'm thinking about like very bright people, very smart people that you can depend on. Like you see doctors, you see scientists, you see engineers. That's what I see. And then I look at this, and I just don't see that. All I see is just freak shows and people who just obsessed with gender.
Yep. Only 10%. Only 10% of STEM students are female. These are science, technology, engineering, and math. When women are almost 70% of college attendees, it's because of crap like this. And they're gonna about the wage gap and male privilege and all this garbage, dude. This is why
All,
women make less. This is
yeah.
why.
All I have to say to them is in gaming term, they should get good and stop complaining. Get good.
Uh-huh. What were they saying a couple years ago? Learn the code.
Yeah.
Learn the code, everybody. Learn the code.
Or
So
excuse me.
exactly, right? Let me put a little bow tie on this, right? So you heard all this garbage, right? And look at the cost. Are you guys ready for this? Tuition alone a year. This is just tuition is $54,516 a year. So
Wait, you mean in high end colleges, or in all colleges
no,
combined?
this is so that they went to NYU Gallatin, and
Mm-hmm.
and if you go there, they have this setup where you get a bachelor's degree, but you get like an individualized study degree. So almost everyone that goes there gets an individualized study degree where you can choose what you study, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
just tuition alone, this is in state, is $54,000 a year. If you're staying in the dorms full time, it's $89,132 a year.
Jesus H. Rock.
To get a degree in freaking lesbian dance theater.
Those sounds like they sound way too made up. Like
No,
they just made them out of thin here just to like scam people.
so guys, next time someone says something about the wage gap and how women make 81 cents on a dollar, show them this. Show them what I just showed you guys. Because women go to school for garbage. What are the 7 degrees on my channel? I say that women get that aren't worth the paper they're printed on.
All
Say it with
right.
me, guys.
So
Psychology. Hold on, real
yes,
quick.
social work.
Psychology, sociology, social work, criminal justice, some
Gender
kind of
studies.
studies degree. So gender studies, African American studies, communications, and education. Go ahead, Pyro.
And don't forget African American studies and
Yep. Yep. Some kind of studies degree. This is why women make less, guys. That is why. Yeah. Raise Gamer said it best. Underwater basket weaving. No, man, we are way past that. Underwater basket weaving was in the 90s a useless degree. We've reached the freaking the new evolution, the Saiyan level of useless degrees. And he said Carlos X says 200K minimum to get worth his bachelor's degree. 100% true. What do these women think that they're going to do when they enter the workforce? Guys, we just saw the Starbucks barista class of 2024.
imagine
They're gonna,
wasting all the money on that. Wasting
yeah,
every single dime. Oh God.
yeah, they're going to be asking you, if you want whipped cream on your latte. Yep, I'm telling you guys, this is why women make less money. They choose dumbass majors. They get jobs no one cares about that aren't going to make them any money. Yeah, Whiteout says it. Yep, diversity and inclusion. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So let's go to inflation. So guys, look, man, like we're not in a recession, but we might as well be. Have you seen just car insurance has gone up by 34% this year in the United States? Car insurance. It's crazy, guys. Go to the grocery store and see how much $100 buys you at the grocery store now. It's crazy. So, and of course, every the inflation disproportionately affects women because of course it does. And let's listen to some of these women complain and moan about the economy. Let's go.
This is how you can tell how drastically the quality of life has changed in this country in the last 30 to 40 years. Please pardon my very puffy eyes.
Man, look at that. Those look like speed bumps, man. Look at that. Holy crap. Man, she looks tired. Look at that. And she pointed them out. It wasn't me.
The bangs.
uh,
I am extremely exhausted because I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to take my kids to school. I'm driving to work in a neighborhood that is way out of my price range. Never in my life will I ever be able to live in this area. And I see a mother in her bike and two kids behind her. They're about middle school, high school age, also on their individual bikes with their helmets on and their backpacks. And the mother is taking them to school on a bike ride.
you guys see this? It says participating in this activity could result in you or others getting hurt. It's because she's filming a TikTok while she's driving. You know what? That's number one. I'd rather watch a girl eat on camera. I'd rather watch her do makeup than drive. Could you imagine if some broad is freaking film a TikTok and rear ends you guys? I'd be upset.
Um,
I'm, huh? Go ahead.
I mean, in my opinion, I'm kind of alright with this as long as she keeps her eyes on the road at all times.
You're better than me, man. I don't think that it should be done at all.
They live close enough to a very good quality school to be able to go to school on their bikes. If you date back to the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even possibly the 90s, this was still a possibility for a lot of people. Because my mother had us in the neighborhood school. It was a school distance that was not that far away. We probably could have ridden a bike if we wanted to, but I grew up with immigrant parents, and that's not something that immigrant parents did. But that's not the point. The point is that I was able to live in a neighborhood that was affordable for my mother to live in, and there was quality, decent schooling available nearby. Fast forward to now. I'm a 40-year-old mother making close to six figures, but not quite. And I can't afford to live in a neighborhood that has that kind of school.
Wait. So let me see if I can see her left hand because is she a single mom?
Can't afford to live in a neighborhood that
Because I
has
don't see a. Oh no, I don't see a ring. You know what that means? There you go.
that kind of schooling.
White women try to be black women so bad. They just try to be.
That a bunch of them are getting pregnant by Tyrones just to be like black women.
Same neighborhood. But those same schools that I went to that were once great are not anymore.
Yep, no
They're
ring.
not good anymore. In order for me to give my kids a fighting chance to get a good education so they can get into a good college and perhaps make a good life for themselves, which even that I'm starting to question is the true path to success anymore. I think that's starting to shift. But I'm still scared that if the alternative would be not going to college, that it would just be worse. I have to wake up at the crack of dawn.
I think she's wearing scrub, guys. Scrubs. I think she's a nurse. Uh-oh. You know what they say about nurses?
Yeah. Thought.
Run far away, guys. Stay away from nurses.
In the morning. And
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think the top five women you should stay away from. It has to be police woman. That's one. What else? Doctors. What else?
Yeah, police, lawyers,
Yes.
nurses, doctors, hairstylists.
And flight attendants.
Oh yeah, man. They freaking hop from state to state and country to country. They're on uh, they're on another guy's D right when the landing gear hits the runway, man. Straight I'm telling you, man. There's some hot flight attendants though, man. Yeah, I messed around with this girl. She's absolutely beautiful. She was of Haitian descent, 5'10", but it was actually the last single mom I messed around with. She's absolutely beautiful, but she was 31 and she had 13-year-old twins. Do the math on that, guys. And I was like, yo, I smashed it a little bit and I was out of there. It was a big, uh-uh. So, yep. All right.
Drive them across town, about 15 miles away from my house, to give my kids a fighting chance and an opportunity so that they can go to a good quality school. I drop one of them off. She starts at 7:20 in the morning. I drop the other one off. She starts at 8:30 in the morning, but
Whiteout says, where do you find a good woman these days? Yo, it's called a passport. You better ship yourself one in. Straight up.
she got dropped off today around 7:40 because the traffic apparently on Fridays is light because apparently nobody wants to work on Fridays except me. It's not that I want to, but I kind of have to. And typically she gets dropped off around 8:15, sometimes 8:30. And then I got to haul butt all the way to work, which is, if you know the state of Florida is like a long panhandle, right? State of Florida, long panhandle. I don't know if this is going to be reversed or not, but let's say this is Miami, right? All right. I live over here. My kids go to school here, and I work over here. So it is like, I wake up at 5 in the morning to get my oldest to school before 7:20. We leave the house by 6:30. I wake up at 5:15. I wake them up at 5:30. I need to snooze. I'm not one of these people who can just jump up when the alarm goes off. And so do they. So by 6:30-ish, we're getting ready to leave the house. We get to her school. It's about 7:15. She starts school. And then I drive to my other kid's school. It takes about 30 minutes. Sometimes it takes 50 minutes, particularly Monday through Thursdays when it takes the longest. And then I come here. I'm parked now at my parking garage. And I'm about to enter work. And
oh, the sad story. He chose to have these kids
Oh
out
my
of
God!
wedlock.
All I'm hearing is this is all I hear.
Yep. It's true, guys. I'm telling you. Guys, no single mothers ever. No single mothers. Don't sleep with them. Don't date them. Don't marry them. Do not take care of another man's kid. Don't play another man's save game. Don't do it.
do not tell me that we have it easier than our parents did. Because my mom had to drive less than 2 miles to take me to school. Or I could go with a friend who also went to the same school. Or I can go on a bus because there were bus services for the schools that are close enough. But there's no bus service to take my kid to a magnet program that is in a whole other part of town, a good 15, 19-ish miles away from my house. And my job is 20 miles from my house because there's no good quality jobs where I live because all the good jobs are in the heart of Miami, the center, where it's more expensive to live. Not more expensive, impossible to live unless you're a doctor, a lawyer, some sort of millionaire. If you make a normal living, which today is about $100,000, $75,000 to $100,000 is a middle class living. You're living paycheck to paycheck, and you're not living in a bad neighborhood, but you're living in an old neighborhood that used to be a pretty good neighborhood when your parents were your age.
But you're not supposed to do it by yourself. That's the
Facts.
problem. All these
Mhm.
women keep trying to live the lives their parents had on a single income with a bunch of freaking kids. It's
It's
all
supposed to
about
be
math.
yeah.
Go ahead.
If it was a two-person income, like I think they would have lived all right, pretty good.
Yeah. If you had a second income, if you had a person you could split all this with, you wouldn't have these speed bumps under your eyes. Because she looks wore out, you guys. Look at that. Holy crap. She looks wore out. Dang.
But now it's filled with a bunch of retirees. There's no jobs. There's no good schools. So we're so far on the outskirts that I have to go to work looking like this and have people ask me, why do you have these? Why do you think?
Could you imagine walking up to some chick at work and be like, dang, what are those speed bumps under your eyes? Can you imagine if her boss brought her into the office like, hey, we got to talk to you about something. Oh no, because those are huge, man. What a rough life. And she has multiple kids. She's gonna be doing this for a while.
What do you think? Because by the time I get home, not only did I visit my father in the hospital yesterday, but before that, I had an honor society event for my daughter, and it's like every day there's something. Like rarely do I get to just come home. My youngest is in tutoring. I have to do that now after school, after work, and by the time I get home and it's dinner, dishes, sometimes I can't even get to that. By the time I go to bed, I'm lucky if I get 5 hours of sleep, to wake up the very next day and do it all over again and put it on repeat for weeks, months, years, with 2 weeks of vacation. Don't tell me it's the same as it was 30 years ago.
Guys, I don't feel bad for these women. I just don't. Here's another nurse complaining about inflation.
10 years ago, if someone told me, 10 years ago, if someone told me, predicted the future and told me then that I would be making what I'm making now salary-wise, but I would be struggling and barely making it paycheck to paycheck and paying for food for 7 people, I would say, you're crazy. I can't.
7 people? What the heck is that about?
Jesus H. Christ.
Okay, now let's see if she has a ring on her finger.
I can imagine making that kind of money. 7 mils? That's a lot.
Show your left hand.
And I know everyone is struggling, and trust me, we are too. Every time my car insurance gets renewed, it goes up in price. So every 6 months, it's increasing by quite a bit. I shop around and I can't even find a better rate. Every year, my taxes, my homeowner's insurance go up. My payment increased by $700 last year because of taxes and insurance increasing. That's $700 additional a month because the escrow that was paid out wasn't high enough the year prior. And I haven't even started paying on my student loans yet.
Of course she hasn't. And when was this? This was, March 8th of this year. So those loans have been due since October, man. Man, and she's not going to pay them, guys. She's not going to pay them. A lot of these women just aren't paying their student loans, guys. It's crazy.
Couldn't be me. I'm glad I went to trade school.
Yeah, good job, Pyro. Keep doing that.
That's another $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month? What? Oh my goodness.
That's crazy.
I know this is sad, but honestly, if I was eligible to file for Chapter 7, I totally would. Just to help alleviate some of the financial stress and burden, because you just feel like you can't get ahead. A few years ago, like what we were making, I could throw money, at credit card debt and things like that. Now with inflation and how much everything's costing, there is no extra money to put anywhere. Like, I don't get how people are surviving. I just, it's, we work very, very hard, and we can't get ahead. I know many can relate to this.
Doug?
I'm going to say it again, guys. Go ahead, Pyro. What's that?
I'm gonna ask you a question. It's gonna be a simple question, but it might sound stupid. But like before the inflation, was everything affordable? Like everything was like not too expensive. It was really affordable, and you weren't struggling at all.
So look, man, I haven't struggled since I got divorced. So but so I mean, I make enough money at my day job that I'm immune to all this. But like, I have seen that things have gotten more expensive.
Yeah.
Living by myself, I could go to the grocery store and get food for the week for about $60.
Oh.
Now I can't get food for a week for less than $100. So yeah, it's a real thing out there, guys. Put in the chat for Pyro what you've seen has gotten more expensive. And the
Well,
crazy part about it is people use gas, the price of gas, as an indicator as to how the economy is. But gas is relatively cheap, especially since the price of gas went up so high during the cough.
yeah.
But yeah, man, like everything's more expensive now. Everything is. It is. I gotta say. And then all these idiots that bought houses in the last 2-3 years with a really high end, the value of the home is high and the interest rates are high. So
Oh.
people are paying for mortgages now than they ever have, more than they ever have. People the price of cars went up during the cough and haven't really gone down yet. They're slowly going down. But you have people that have more people with $1,000 car payments than have ever in the history of the United States. $1,000 car payments, guys. Yeah, so I would say consumer goods have gone up. You just have to be smart and not
Yeah.
have any kids. How about that?
I mean, you're not wrong. Like back in Jamaica, I think everything back in Jamaica is 3 times more expensive than over here in America. I know it.
Yeah. Even gas, because you guys go by liter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it is expensive per liter. I remember, yeah, because gas is a lot cheaper here in the U.S. than in um in Jamaica. I remember that much. So
Yeah. Every single thing expensive. Down to food. You literally have to make sure you have enough money. Sometimes we have to like leave food behind.
oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Dang, wow. Uh, Carlos X says $100 per week, even while coupon and restaurant prices have become astronomical. Guys, you used to be able to throw down a $20 bill at Taco Bell and feed a whole army. Now you get a cheesy gordita crunch, a chicken quesadilla, and a lemonade is $15. It's crazy,
Ooh.
man. Yep.
That's great.
The value meals at McDonald's are like are $12, $13. In certain parts of California, a Big Mac with some fries will cost you $16, guys.
That's way too much. Even for Jamaica, that's way too much.
Crazy
That's
gamer,
way too
I saw you try to come in and I added you, but you fell out. So if you want to come back in, you can. I'd be glad to have you. This article says more than half of U.S. women don't feel financially secure, says survey, of course. And this is May 29th of 2023. It says more than half of U.S. women say they aren't financially secure, a percentage that increases to 77% among low-income women, according to a survey by Public Opinion Strategies. The survey, which polled more than 1,200 women. Razy Gamer in the house. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm fine. The reason why I dropped out the first time was for some reason the volume coming from you was really low.
Oh.
But now it's okay. So I was just dropping off
Okay.
to see if that would have like fixed it. But as I was saying, like the groceries definitely went up in price. Like even on generic stuff. Like I mentioned, like just orange juice. I used to just buy that a lot of time because like I could get a gallon for under $4. But now, and I'm just talking about
Whoa,
regular store brand.
Wait a minute. Wait. Back up. You could get a gallon of orange juice for under $4. Are we talking about actual orange juice or that Tampico orange drink that they have right next to the orange juice? Remember that stuff, guys?
Yes. No, I'm saying back just even a few. No, I'm talking about like even in 2020, that used to be the price. Now that's like at least $7, if not $8 for like a gallon.
It's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah, man. Fruit has gone up. I can't drink regular milk anymore. So a big thing of almond milk is like $7 now. It's like, what is going on here, guys? And then when's the last time you saw a candy bar in the store for less than $1?
Oh, that doesn't exist anymore. Like you have to, even if you try to buy them in bulk, like buy like the 6-packs or something like that, it's still pretty expensive for like candy and stuff. As I said, almost everything went up at least 25%. So stuff that used to be $1 is $1.25, so on and so on.
Yep, it's true. It's true, guys. Razy Gamer hit it right on the head. And and things are gonna have to go down. You just have to see if you can, if you can last as long as you can until the prices go down. Because it's gonna go down. But like I said before, it's crazy because gas prices are somewhat manageable. A lot of the times, inflation includes gas prices. We be seeing $4 or $5 gallons of gas everywhere too. But people are like, oh, it's fine. Gas prices are low. But yeah, check your grocery bill. Or when's the last time you tried to buy some electronics? It's the same thing with that. You're like, man, how much am I paying for this? What?
Oh yeah, Doug. Like at this point, you would have to like get a passport, not because you want to find a suitable woman. It's just so you can live like affordably.
Oh man, I don't even. You know what? I have a couple of friends who are digital nomads, and one of them lives in Belize, and he loves it. He loves Belize, but then he speaks Spanish too. Yeah, he loves Belize, man. He has one of those jobs where he can work from anywhere. And unfortunately for me, I'm U.S. bound. I can't go outside the United States. But it says the survey, which polled more than 1,200 women aged 25 and older, found nearly half said that they don't have an employer-sponsored retirement plan. And among low-income women, 3/4 said they don't have emergency savings, and nearly 2/3 said they aren't confident they have the information required to plan for savings and retirement. This says 60% of U.S. women expect to postpone retirement due to inflation. That is not shocking. It says, wait. Whiteout says M&Ms were on sale at my local Publix for 44 cents. I will repeat, it was on sale. You better buy up all those and mail me some.
Oh, Doug.
Uh-huh.
So what I did like a few years ago was invest in a large chest freezer. That's what I would do. Get the stuff on sale, freeze that, and just have that. Like it makes it cheaper. Even you can even do this with milk. Like if you get milk on sale and you freeze it, as soon as you get it, you can make that milk last longer. I mean, you have to like thaw it out and stuff, but it's like if you see milk on sale, you have a freezer to do it. Do it.
Oh, I never even heard of that. Okay.
Which I did the same thing. Like it was like the milk was gonna expire the next day. So I just throw it in the freezer. So when I want cereal, because I only drink like use milk when I want to eat it with cereal. So it's gonna be out there for a long time. So I just throw it in the freezer when I'm ready to drink it
Okay,
again.
yeah. I never heard of that. What was you guys' go-to meal when you were like dirt poor and can barely afford food? Because mine was wheat bread, turkey no, chicken or turkey sandwich meat, cracked American cheese, and mayonnaise. Wheat bread, mayonnaise, sandwich meat, Kraft cheese, and
Oh
I
yeah,
ate
my,
that
my
for
one
freaking weeks on end.
my one is like dumpling, boiled dumpling, not fried. Boiled dumpling and mackerel like with like I think it's tomato. Yeah, I think you will know it. Jamaican tin mackerel.
Yeah. I've had it
Hmm.
before. Reggie,
Hmm.
what was yours?
So the thing, what I really would do, and I still do to this day, was I could easily make any kind of pasta, like pasta with meat sauce, as long as I'm making my own like meat sauce for really cheap, which is another reason why I can tell you I know about everything going up 25%, because you can go get the frozen vegetables for real cheap. I used to be able to get bags of them for like $1 each and use that for my sauce. Get the canned sauce, like cook that up, season it, buy some ground turkey or ground beef. And back then, those used to be pretty inexpensive. Have that, like make a lot of it at once, so I could just meal prep that and like have me like say spaghetti or any other kind of pasta for at least a week, if not more, depending on how much I cook at one time.
Uh,
Because like I said,
another
I'll just
thing,
freeze it or whatever.
another thing for me was chili mac. You guys, um, uh, the mac and cheese in the box. You make that, and then you open up a can of chili and you pour the chili in there, man. Yeah, boy, that's some good eating right there, man. If you've never tried chili mac, I'm telling you, get the instant macaroni and cheese.
Yep,
Once, go ahead.
I think I've tried that, but I didn't have any chili. Like us Jamaicans don't have chili. We only have Scotch bonnet pepper,
Okay, huh?
and that's really hot. Like you could wash your hands with soap and water, and the heat will still be on your hand. You're gonna have to wash your hand. You're gonna have to wash your hand for like at least 2 minutes.
Yeah, man. Yikes. Carlos X says mac and cheese with hot dogs. My stomach can't take it anymore. I've had those days. And then Whiteout says ramen. Yo, if you put if you put some eggs in your ramen, bro. And guys, am I weird? Because I'll make ramen and then I'll pour the water out and then put the seasoning on the noodles.
No, I do that. I
No,
do that.
Pyro, thank you so. You know what? You're gonna get a round of applause. Because I do that and people look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, no, it tastes better that way.
Mhm. I
so
agree.
so here's the thing about ramen. Like, yeah, ramen like that. What you get like this packet, like used to be like 25 cents per packet or so. Like, if you really are going to eat ramen, get the more expensive stuff that is actually imported from Korea or Japan. That is much better quality to eat than the like really cheap stuff that they make here in America.
Yeah, that's true. You guys ever see that woman who ate nothing but ramen, and she had the physical health of like a 70-year-old woman that only ate ramen.
What it did? What? Like she got messed up by it or something?
No, okay, it's right here. UK girl survives on instant noodle only diet for 11 years. Says, were you a picky eater as a child? Your parents jumped through culinary hoops just to try to get you to eat just one vegetable, blah, 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 right? But Georgie Redmond's case is a little more serious than that, since a bout with severe food poisoning when she was 8, the 18-year-old Isle of Wight student has refused to eat anything but instant noodles. The 30 miles of instant noodles each year. Redmond reaches that target by consuming 9 packets of chicken-flavored noodles per week. I always fancied noodles and could easily eat 2 packets at once. I've even eaten them dry and uncooked before. As you can imagine, Redmond's nutritional count isn't exactly in top form. Doctors have likened her immune system to that of an 80-year-old, and at one point thought that she might have leukemia, as she was exhibiting similar symptoms to patients with a deadly disease. It's crazy, guys. The hairdressing student, because of force, has since been diagnosed with selective eating disorder, a condition that causes individuals to only eat a small group of foods that they deem safe or acceptable. I hate having to put up with all this every day. My dream is to eat healthy and put on weight. Yeah, man. 11 years. Ramen noodles. Isn't
Doug,
that crazy? Uh-huh.
But if you look at it, ramen noodles is very basic. It's not the greatest food ever, but
No,
if
man.
if you don't have anything to survive on, like it's the best thing so
No,
far.
no, 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 no. In the UK and the US, our ramen noodles are just full of garbage, dude. They're full of garbage. If they were
yeah,
just like,
like,
go ahead, Rage Gamer. Go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say, like, she could have just bought like spaghetti noodles or whatever and cooked that, and like how I said, like I was making my own spaghetti and stuff like that, like cook her own beef, like if she was like, because she was like saying she had like food poisoning, which I'm assuming wasn't because she cooked something. It was because she went out and got something. It's like, make your own stuff then. Like, why don't you know how to cook?
I don't know, man. I have no idea. So this article, it says when asked about potential policy solutions that can support women's financial security, the vast majority cited cost of living adjustments to social security benefits that more accurately reflect the cost of housing and healthcare, followed by tax breaks for family caregivers to help cover out-of-pocket costs, and raising the minimum social security benefit above the federal poverty level. When asked why women don't feel financially secure, women told us that they don't have enough savings. Inflation has caused a lot of pain to their wallets, and they have debt. Living paycheck to paycheck means that if an emergency were to occur, they would be wiped out financially. Sounds about right, guys, right? Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Dante's Inferno Purgatory, always good to see you. Guys, I'm telling you, these women are out here living their best lives, spending all this money. What is it, Rage Gamer? The ant and the grasshopper.
Yes, it is.
Yep. The ant is like, the men are the ant and women are the grasshopper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The ant is slowly working away, saving for the winter, and the grasshopper is fucking around. I'm
you're
not cussing.
wasting
Sorry.
time.
It's freaking
Just
messing
wasting
around,
time.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be a harsh winter. Telling you. See what this woman has to say.
No, but riddle me this. When did life become so goddamn expensive?
Look at that. Why is life unaffordable and not fun? Isn't that a typical thing for women to say?
Jesus H. Christ.
Look at that. Come on now.
And it's also impossible to have fun. We're in the process of buying a house, okay? We offered a bid that is very substantial, especially for first-time buyers. The house has been on the market for over a year now, so we went a little.
Okay, so she's married. I got to give her credit for that. But okay, if she's flipped around, why is her wedding ring on her right hand? Am I seeing that wrong?
Yeah, it's on our right.
What? I don't know, guys.
A little bit under the asking price, thinking, why not? Why could it hurt? It's been on the market for over a year. Tell me why. The listing agent comes back to us and says that there are now 6 bidders involved. Not only do we have a bidding war going on for a house that is absurdly expensive, but we also are planning to go on a family trip to Orlando this weekend.
Of course they are. Complaining. Look, guys. Did AJ and I go? Did our family go on any vacations? I don't think that we went on family vacations until high school. I don't think.
Doug, I can tell you this. My family at best would, if we were doing anything as a vacation, it would be something local, like going to the amusement park or museums or, something local. If that,
Yeah.
we have never left the state to
Yeah.
travel.
Same thing
Yep.
for me. The closest thing we have as a vacation is a party in Jamaica. That's the closest thing.
That's fun. Yeah, man. That's why when I see these women who are like, "Oh yeah, I like to travel, and like I want my family to travel nationally and internationally with what money? How? Even if they somehow find the man, how are they going to do it? You know how much money you have to make for a family of 4 or 5 to travel internationally multiple times a year? It's crazy, man. Unrealistic expectations.
Hopefully. I don't know. We were thinking of going to Universal Studios. Let's go. It is almost $200 to get into Universal Studios. And on top of that, it is spring break and the lines are ridiculously long everywhere you go. It's just madness. So I don't even know if going to Orlando is even an option anymore. That's fun sucker number 1. Fun sucker number 2 is a cocktail bar that me and my husband like to go to. It is great. They have great cocktails, but it's also impossible to find a ticket. The second that it goes on.
Is she really complaining about this stuff right now? Are you guys serious?
Jesus H. Rock.
I thought this was supposed to be about inflation, not enjoying the finer things in life. Like, we can't go to the cocktail bar that we want to go to. We can't take our kids to Universal Studios. Are you serious? What the hell? Oh man, people have their priorities all messed up.
On Resi, they're sold out. Like, I don't know who the hell buys these tickets, but they are literally sold out the second they go online. We were lucky enough to find a ticket, and guess what? We can't even go because our plans changed. The really cute part about everything is that they don't even accept cancellations. I don't know. Sorry for this rant, but this is just like, this is the new America. Like, it's unattainable, unaffordable, and unfun.
You guys. I can't go to the cocktail bar I want to go to. Oh man, I need to start curating these TikToks before I show them on here, man. Because I didn't think it was gonna go like this. I thought that maybe her and her husband were like about to be put out of their house or something. But not
Yeah.
being able to go to a cocktail bar or a family vacation. Are you serious?
Doug,
Yo,
so I kind of thought this would be the problem. One of her main problems with them finding a house is that they're doing this during the spring, summertime. That's like everyone buys,
Yep.
wants to like move and buy at that time. So she's going to have competition. If they were smart,
12th.
they would have done it in the fall
Or
and
the
winter.
winter.
Because no one is trying to. That's when you get a buyer's market. And then
That's true.
2, she's kind of right about Orlando being really expensive. I remember seeing prices for like the amusement parks down there, and it's actually gets to the point that it'll be cheaper if you just go out to the out of country, like go to like Europe, Asia, or something, and just spend your time there. Like if you wanted to go to Disney, Disney World, that's in Florida, right? World is in Florida. It would actually be cheaper to go to one of the other Disneys outside of the United States.
Okay, so it says, how much does a family need for a to go to Disney World? So at the minimum, it's $3,500, with $5,000 to $6,000 being comfortable and $10,000 being enough to make everyone's dream come through. $10,000. So I've a couple of I watch a couple of channels that keep track of Disney and all this woke garbage. There's actually a list that has like the most like the things that rip you off the most in the United States. And Disney World is number one, even above student loans, you guys. They said that Disney World is more of a ripoff than student loans in 2024. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, Doug,
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. To be honest, you could fly to Japan, stay in Japan like you're going out of the country, and then go to their Disney parks for much cheaper than it is to go to Disney World.
Yes.
Look at this says. It says a Disney family vacation certainly isn't cheap. The average cost for a family of four to Disney World can easily top $6,000 for a 7-night trip, and that's if you're a frugal traveler. But a week-long family trip to Disney World exceeding $15,000 is not unheard of, especially for families splurging on memorable character meals and hotels closer to the theme park. $15,000.
Jesus H. Christ.
Wow.
Never in a million years.
Nope, not the one. It says 71% of Canadian women say inflation is impacting their mental health. Nearly 3/4 or 71% of women say financial struggles due to inflation are impacting their mental health, and finances are becoming more of a barrier to accessing mental health support. The survey, which polled more than 12,000 Canadians, found women are 30% more likely than men to report going into debt as a result of the current economic conditions. Roughly 2/5 of 42% of women who needed care but didn't access it cited financial barriers as a reason, compared to 21% of men. Wait, racialized Canadians were more likely to say, wait, that's a term now? Wait, racialized Canadians? Is that their version of people of color? Canadians are woke. Canada's a woke wasteland, guys. Racialized Canadians were more likely to say they didn't access care because they didn't know where to get help, preferred to manage mental health on their own, or didn't have confidence in the healthcare system. Over 13% of women reported accessing mental health or substance abuse services in the past year. Nearly 1/5 of women reported symptoms of depression, and 16% reported more severe symptoms of anxiety. These numbers increase for racialized women and women identifying as LGBTHTV. In addition, racialized women are 60% more likely than the general population to say they needed care but didn't have access to any. From relying on savings or credit to pay for essential living costs to borrowing money from friends, family, these new findings paint the picture that women are disproportionately impacted by current economic conditions, because of course they are. Everything always disproportionately affects women, guys. Always.
Yeah. It's never their fault.
Yep. Ever. Even when there's something should be a crisis among men, like the self-deletion rate. Freaking incarceration. Yeah, it's still blamed on the patriarchy somehow. It's crazy. Layer in the unique experiences of women from racialized and marginalized communities. It's no surprise that these everyday stressors continue to affect their mental health. Oh, so sad. No sympathy, guys. Women are supposed to be strong and independent. They can do it all by themselves.
Yes. Agreed.
Okay. Now let's see if we can make it through this one, because this is my last inflation one. She is scarfing down in this video. So Potter, watch out, man. I was thinking about you when I found this one.
as I see the tinfoil, I already know.
This girl is scarfing down. Watch this.
My hair, I feel like it's giving Snooki vibes today. I don't know. So good. Now, on my grocery haul videos, the topic of conversation was, girl, how much is your grocery bill? That looks expensive. And it's like every grocery haul video of mine. Everything's expensive right now. Inflation, girl, bye. Groceries are expensive, but I only grocery shop like once to twice a month. Why? The grocery store gives me anxiety. Honestly, like, what am I gonna make? And like,
the grocery store gives her anxiety. Women get on here and say anything, don't they?
the thought of spending that money, it stresses me out. I'm not gonna lie. You guys have to remember, I buy products that are better for me now, as opposed to what I used to buy. Those protein shakes are expensive. Well, it's really no different than someone going to get a Coke out of a vending machine or stop running out Starbucks for the morning. I choose to drink a protein shake a day. The high protein cereal, that's low sugar, low carb, you guys were talking about. Yeah, it's an expensive cereal, but it also is better for you because it's not full of sugar and has 11 grams of protein per serving versus maybe that $4 family box that's literally full of sugar and offers you nothing beneficial. The chicken breast chips, they're delicious. I love them.
Wait, chicken breast chips? Is that a thing?
I didn't even know that was even a thing.
Let me see. I gotta look. Chicken breast. Go ahead, Rage Gamer.
I'm assuming it must be like some kind of like jerky or something. Like they dry the chicken breast in slices or something.
Yeah, I think it's that like that.
Is this it?
But now that just makes me think like
a 4-ounce bag is $7. Holy crap!
So Doug.
Right there. Go ahead.
So see, this is what I get when people. This is what gets me upset when people say like groceries are expensive, because they're usually these kind of people. They'll get these niche products, or like they'll essentially be the people who only get the most expensive stuff, like at a Whole Foods or something. Like you don't hear them like buying like whole chickens to cut up and like make food out of or anything like that. It's like they'll get these prepackaged stuff. Like it'll be the most name brand. Like, talk to me like when you're buying like bottom shelf peanut butter or something and complain about that.
Yeah, you're buying generic peanut butter. You know what's one of my favorite luxury items to buy? What's that? What's that peanut butter with the peanut butter and the honey in it?
I'm trying. Like, I know what you're talking about. I have to remember that. But yeah, I really like peanut butter and honey too. That's good.
In a jar. It's like Nathan's or something like that.
That must be true.
What is it? It's oh yeah, Justin's. This is my business right here. I love this stuff. You ever had this before?
Never.
Oh, I haven't had that specifically, but I've had Justin's items before.
This is it right here, man. This is my jam. You make some toast and throw some freaking Justin's peanut butter and honey on there. You are ready to rock and roll, man. Let's go. I recommend this to everybody. It's kind of spendy, you know. It's $5.15 for a 16-ounce jar, but it is worth it, man. This stuff is chronic. So, yeah, I guess chicken breast chips are a thing, guys. I didn't know that.
Them. Yes, I know they're a little pricey. It's because they're made out of chicken breasts, egg whites, and bone broth, which is more expensive than potatoes. Unfortunately, foods that are better for us cost more, and it stinks. Don't think for 1 second that I haven't been there. I used to live off, what are those? Are they Tostitos? You know what I'm talking about, the microwave pizzas. I used to live on those. Ramen noodle, whatever you can make that was cheap, babe, I did it because I had to. I've lived off that, but it also helped me get over 400 pounds.
Wait, hold up a second. 400 pounds?
Jesus H. Christ.
What? We're gonna have
How
to.
much? So, how much is that in American?
So so let me tell you how many 400.
Jesus
Oh,
H. Christ.
sorry about that. 400 pounds in kg. That's 181 kg, Pyro.
Oh my God.
Holy crap! What? You know what?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Guys, I might have to go back through her Instagram after this one and see if we can find a picture of her at 400 pounds. Jesus Christ! What?
Another thing, I don't eat like I used to. The amount of food that it took to get me over 400 pounds and help me maintain being over 400 pounds was a lot of food. It doesn't take as much to feed the beast anymore. The beast being the food addict inside that didn't know when to quit. Okay. It was nothing to drop $100 on the weekend for pizza. Okay.
Oh my God. This is America, guys.
That means she was almost at the point that she could even wash her own behind.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're way past that. Most of the time, if you're around a girl that's if she's 5'4" or 5'5" and she's over 200 pounds, she be smelling like she can't reach behind herself to wipe her own ass. 100%
Yeah.
true, man. I'm telling you, 200 pounds is that mark, guys. Yeah, Carlos, like I said, he tried to throw out the 400-pound mark like it was the most normal thing in the world. Like all of us are supposed to just know that she weighed 400 pounds. And she probably has all that extra skin down here. Oh, man. Ugh.
Okay. I would easily spend $20, $25, if not more, on myself at a fast food restaurant. I don't eat like that anymore, and I don't do that. So I'm able to buy products that are better for me, that are more expensive. But I understand that not everybody is, and I don't show you those videos to make anybody feel bad about not being able to buy that. But if you can't buy that stuff, it's okay. And that doesn't mean you have to eat that stuff to lose weight. I'm just showing you things that I enjoy, but I totally understand not being able to do that. I get it, but I'm not trying to make you feel bad if you can't. So I hope you know that.
Looking
All
like
right.
a blobfish down there.
I know, right? All right, guys. We're going to have to do some research real quick. She has 892,000 followers. Oh,
I've lost
my
over 220 pounds, and here's what your girl ate today.
Wow. Look at that. Holy crap. So wait, so she was 400 pounds. I got to bust out the calculator. So she was 400 pounds. She lost 220 pounds. So she's still like 180.
I start off every morning with a protein coffee. Today's flavor combo was banana split.
And you see how that's all tucked in down there? Because I guarantee you that's all loose skin down there. I guarantee it.
Until you try it, I cannot help but dance because I got that song stuck in my head. I'm working late because I'm a singer. Anybody else? And then for breakfast, I had an egg white wrap omelet. So good. I get those egg life wraps usually from Target or Kroger. I think I may have seen them at Walmart before, but I put my fake plastic cheese on there. I know y'all love that, with a Trader Joe's chicken sausage, turkey bacon, pop it in Chef Mike, and then I ate it with some jalapeno sauce, which was really good. The low sugar ketchup was okay, but the jalapeno sauce it slapped, like the kids say. And then for lunch, I had half a lavash bread with some gyro meat. Is it gyro? I don't know.
Okay, I can't watch her eat anymore.
Always eating. Always eating.
Does she show her extra skin? I want to see that. I want to see the little.
Nah,
freaking-
it's a close up.
Does she show it? Come on, I want to see it. She must have got the skin removed.
No, I think she knows what's gonna happen if we see it. so she's just acting very conservative.
What's that?
Doug,
I think she's just in very conservative to hide it.
Go ahead, Rage Gamer. What's up?
Oh, I was going to say, did you see Carlos X last comment about the gastric bypass? I wouldn't be surprised she actually did that.
Yeah, dude, I guarantee it, man. I guarantee it. Like, let me see. Well, she's gonna tell us right here.
9 pounds ago.
Oh my God!
Hi, I'm
the
she.
hell?
She is me, and living proof that tools and resources made available to help aid in weight loss, they work. They saved my life. They took me from this, and it helped me achieve this transformation. Listen, weight loss is not easy. If it were easy, nobody would struggle to lose weight, right? For my personal journey, I chose the route of gastric bypass surgery. I'll never.
You got it. There you go. There you go. You know what? I thought it was Ozempic, maybe. Remember Ozempic? All the rich people are taking Ozempic now. Yeah,
Yes.
man.
Regret it. Again, it's the reason I'm alive, here able to share my journey and story with you. But I have a lot of friends that have been having a lot of success with their weight loss using GLP-1 medications. And as an advocate,
That's Ozempic, you guys.
for you knowing your tools and resources, I have decided to partner with Sunrise because
Okay, no thanks. Okay, yeah, look at that, guys. Holy crap. Ugh. All right. And then one last one about inflation. This will sum up modern women and inflation and one TikTok. You guys ready for this? Watch.
Okay, so you know what I don't fucking understand? This is why I don't understand. See this? See this? See that? This. This is worth $50? This is worth $5? This is the exact same piece of fucking plastic.
You guys already know where this is going.
This is the same thing. We made up these arbitrary numbers. And then we said, we can't print more or else it'll be worthless. How about just don't let it be worthless? How about just don't tell anybody or just like don't let it happen? We literally made this up. This is a construct we made up. Just don't let it inflate. Just don't.
You guys.
Doug.
Jesus H. Rock.
Reggie, what's going on with this? Explain.
Has she ever gone to school? Like she's skimming over basic economic ideas over here.
Only
No,
women
like in college. In college, you can take like an entry level economics course, and they'll tell you why. They will answer all of her questions.
100% true. 100% true, guys. It's crazy town, and you know she's probably just starting college. She's like 19 or 20 years old, guys. And these are the women out here, and this is why women are more socialist. They're more about everybody. What's that? Wealth redistribution, all that stuff. It's because stuff like this.
I get
Doug,
it.
I'm sorry for interrupting you again, but even there was an episode of the original DuckTales that even went over this because like Huey, Dewey, and Louie pretty much did some kind of prank because they wanted to make it Saturday again, and they like screwed up the economy, and it literally goes over how inflation works.
Yeah.
So a church's cartoon series can even let you know how inflation works.
White House says the best. Maybe school was the problem. He is 100% true. Yep. And Whiteout, if you do choose to import you one from a different country, don't let her go to school, man. Don't do it because she'll be traditional minded and want to do everything traditional. And then she'll go to school to these feminist indoctrination camps, and all of a sudden she's talking to you crazy and getting up in your face. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it.
But I don't. Like, just don't let it. Fuck. You let this happen. You let this happen. How about you just let everything else happen too? Why don't you just let stuff not inflate? Like, just deflate it. Case.
There you go, guys. That sums it up right there. Look at these comments. Not to mention when half of your money is in the bank, so it's literally not even a physical thing. Why can't we get more?
That sounds very communist-like.
All right, guys. So to the feature presentation. Once again, I talk a lot of trash about Gen Z, guys. I really do. You know, especially Gen Z entering the workforce and their crazy ideas. But I think that Gen Z men are going to turn it around, guys. I really do. And so let's take a look at breaking points here. See what they have
I
to
worry
say.
a lot here on breaking points about polarization, red versus blue. It's the easiest form to discuss, but in reality, the way that polarization really affects our lives is all the little ways that we start to hate each other, from dating preferences to where you will live, to the type of car that you will buy, to which school that you will send your kids to. Polarization actually divides us in a more fundamental way than we often tend to realize. And I often said that polarization today is best understood by a single question. Did you attend a 4-year college degree or not? The answer to that question is probably the single best determinant of how you voted in 2020. If you did statistically, you're much more likely to vote Democrat. And if you didn't, statistically more likely to support Trump. Where there are important exceptions, and overall, it's as good as we got. But
did you hear that, guys? So why do you think that going to college means that she voted on the left? Because colleges are feminist, liberal indoctrination camps.
Yeah, I agree. I think what's this YouTuber name? I think it was passport business class. I think he talked about it when he went to college. They just talking about this sociology garbage, and it like he had to stay quiet and hurry up and graduate college, and he's still mad about it. I think you know him.
I haven't. I have to check him out.
Yeah.
I've never heard of him before, but I'll check him out. Because yeah, I mean, I got my bachelor's degree in 2006. It wasn't really that bad. You know, I had to take a couple of the classes in community college. I took this intercultural. Was it intercultural communications? I think it was, and it was all about the patriarchy. But that I think I only took like 1 or 2 classes like that. But this was back in 2006. No,
Oh,
it was 2000. 2001 to 2006 because I took a gap year in between undergrad and community college.
But increasingly, another factor is actually beginning to emerge that could really hurt us. What gender are you? As you could actually see from those maps, if only women voted Democrats would win by a huge margin. If only men voted, the same would happen for Republicans. So once again, there are important exceptions to this rule, but the more true that it becomes, the bigger problems we're going to have. In fact, the more that I'm looking at emerging data, I'm realizing we've never actually been less racially polarized as a country, which is not a bad thing. But within races, we are actually polarizing amongst very different lines. Take Latino voters, for example. The two big predictors of whether a Latino voted for Trump in 2020 are, did you attend college or not? And are you a man or a woman? The same is true for white voters. Increasingly, we see signs of this trend even amongst black voters. Andrew Breitbart once famously said, politics is downstream of culture. In this divide, I think it's becoming even more clear. What stunned me was not just that this is true for adults, but it appears true even for the emerging generation of teenagers who much has been talked and written about as the great liberal hope. If you're talking about just women, that might be true. But some new data unearthed by Daniel DeVise at The Hill, buried within the Monitoring the Future survey from the University of Michigan, finds that the political identities of 12th grade boys differs starkly from the political identities of 12th grade girls.
And hopefully they carry this conservatism into the public college system, guys. Actually, they don't even have to do that if they can get a trade. Because I always say, guys, when I was in Washington D.C., it would cost $300 for a plumber to come out to your house just to step foot in your door. So even if the boys don't go to college. If they get a trade or a highly valued skill, and the economy really has to depend on these guys to run, they'll have a lot of political sway.
Michigan survey finds, quote, 12th grade boys are nearly twice as likely to identify as conservative versus liberal. Now, it's important that many people don't identify as anything. Important to note that. Conservative standing still only is approximately 1/4. Liberal is at 13%. But it's important designator whenever you put it up against women. For girls, it could actually be more different. As the survey finds, quote, the share of 12th grade girls who identify as liberal rose from 19% in 2012 to 30% in 2022. Only 12% of girls identified as conservative in last year's survey. So effectively, the polar opposite of what's going on with boys. What's interesting is not the divide, but how actually new the divide is. As they note, quote, as recently as late 2000s, liberal boys occasionally outnumbered conservatives, and back in the Carter era, both boys and girls were leaning towards liberal. As researcher Jean Twenge actually found in a new book published Generations, the difference in attitudes between 12th graders has never been bigger than today. What's really—
And why do you think that is, guys? Why do you think that is? Anyone? Anyone? It's because these young boys, they're tired of being told that they're defective because they're men. They're tired of not having resources to be able to get ahead like women. They're tired of not hearing or feeling any kind of empowerment. They're tired of not having any mainstream masculine role models who aren't athletes and entertainers. They're tired of it. The current group of young men are having to pay are having to pay a price for something that they didn't even do. And they're tired of it.
Yes.
They're tired of it. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. That has to be it, in my opinion. Now remember, I'm registered independent. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. I'm right in the middle. But I can see why these young boys are conservative. Is it especially when if you're on the left side, you're surrounded by misandrous, male bashing, purple haired, nose pierced freaks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to tell you the truth, I'm mostly on the right, but I completely understand the centrists like yourselves. I completely agree with you guys 100%.
Yep, 100%.
really interesting is that over a 5-year period, girls became slightly more liberal, but it's boys in particular who became much more conservative. So this explains actually a lot about today. A lot of trends like Liver King and Andrew Tate phenomenons online, shit posting, Reddit culture, as the overall culture becomes dramatically more hostile to traditional masculinity, especially during the Trump years. The new data on high schoolers in particular will have profound consequences for our society, culture, and our demographics as the years progress. We're already seeing what happens when this is applied to college, for example. The more college is coded as left wing, and for women and gays, the more that boys are just going to drop out. That's something that I've.
There you go. There you go.
Jesus H. Rock.
They're just tired of it. They're tired of all this LGBT, HCTV. You're a cis male, so you're worthless and you're beneath me because you're not, demisexual, pansexual, some kind of foolishness. They're tired of it, and I'm telling you, you could tell that people are tired when we have such a low military enrollment rate. People, the young guys are like, why would I fight for this country if they hate me? I don't blame them.
Covered here repeatedly. Boys who are fleeing college by the millions in this higher education soon will have a gender gap nearly equal to the electoral gap that we are seeing right now. It is really as if worlds are colliding. And to once again answer that question, why should you even care about gender gaps in politics or in education? Because it profoundly influences who dates who, and thus who is going to reproduce, or even if that's attainable. A college graduate, for example, on average, 43% less likely to date someone who is, quote, a Republican than the average American. It jumps up to 65% for the term, quote, is a Trump supporter. Dating and political polarization amongst gender lines creates a dramatic mismatch in the availability of mates, both genders, as they age up to the point where they desire a permanent partner. And while I support people's right to be single,
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. So what he's saying is, you think the dating market's crazy now? Wait till 5 to 10 years from now. It's going to be even crazier.
single, of course, if they want to. The data tells us that people who are single longer and throughout their lives are less happy, less likely to report satisfaction in life, more likely to suffer from health problems, suffer worse overall lifetime earnings, and suffer on a myriad of other key quality of life metrics. So what can we do about this? I honestly don't know. Richard Reeves has some great ideas in his book about how to stop gender imbalances in schools and higher education, but I think it goes way deeper than that. Culture is telling men that they're not wanted, and they're responding accordingly by becoming.
He said it. You got that 100%. I'm going to give him a round of applause. He hit it right on the head. Right there.
Agreed.
Becoming both less desirable as mates and becoming more self-loathing and angry with the internet as a vehicle. Andrew Tate was a symptom of this disease. Liver King and many other scam artists to come and go since. Step one, at least, is acknowledging that we have a problem. It's okay to be a man, and it's also okay to care about men. So I'm curious what you thought, Crystal, about that.
Hey guys, obviously I had a.
Yeah, man. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. And the thing about he was right about the scam artists. At least that guy knows like the difference between a scam artist and a red pillar.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because people always make red pill a monolith, and I have no idea why. There are people
Yeah.
in the red pill that I completely disagree with. Fresh from Fresh and Fit, Donovan Sharp's punk ass. Is he still around? Oh, he's the worst. He's the worst. But you know what? You know, with the good ones come the bad ones, and that's of every single ideology, every single movement, all that stuff. You know, you got to take the good with the bad. Donovan Sharp. Oh, I can't stand him.
Research suggests that Gen Z males are rejecting feminism. Gen Z men are more conservative than boomers.
Gen Z men are becoming more conservative because millennial men were such simps, and Gen Z women are becoming everything that Gen Z men do not want.
There you go. He hit it right on the head, too. I'm going to give him a round of applause.
Yep.
I'm telling you, man. Yep. Us freaking late Gen X and millennial and like early millennial men. I said this last year. We were the biggest simps on the planet. If you were raised in the 90s, odds are you were a simp of the worst kind. And that's why we're such red pill demons now, dude. Some of the biggest red pill demons are guys that were raised in the 90s because we were tricked, flim flam. Oh, women want you to be nice and sing you, get them flowers and sing them R&B songs. Yeah. How'd that work out for us? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, some of the biggest red pill demons are between the ages of like 35 and 48, raised in the 90s.
Nobody wants to date an OnlyFans girl. Nobody wants to date these girls with these feminist expectations. How dare you assume that you're supposed to pay for the first date, but then at the same time, it's like, how dare you not pay for the first date? We're sick and tired of that. We just want things to be more traditional, how they used to be. And the expectations of what Gen Z men are supposed to bring to the table is also continuing to increase. We're supposed to be the providers and buy all these gifts and flowers and all these things. Do you know how expensive all of that is? And Gen Z men can't afford to do it because liberal policies have made everything unattainable for us.
There you go. Hit it right on the head, man. Right on the head.
12th grade boys are twice as likely to identify as conservative than as liberal, with the gap growing in recent years. Just 13% of 12th grade boys identify as on the left. So given that 12th grade boys are moving towards conservatism, why is it that overall Gen Z still favors liberalism by a 48 to 33% margin? Any guesses? Yeah, that's
Yep, the girls, you got it. Women love that liberalism.
right.
Yeah, agree.
Sadly, not that long ago, as
Because
20
they vote on emotion. That's the reason why.
Say it again.
They they vote on emotions. That's the big reason why.
You got it. 100% true.
19% of young women identified as on the left. Today, that is 30%. Only 12% of 12th grade girls identify as conservative.
There you go. One last article to cover, and this is the growing ideological divide between Gen Z men and women, and this covers a broader scale. Once again, if you're in here, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this afterwards, drop a comment. I really appreciate it. Says a recent Financial Times article brought attention to the widening ideological divide between Gen Z men and women aged 18 to 29, with women leaning more liberal. So this is South Korea. That's the women, liberal. That's the men. Dang, big time. Then US, Germany, and the UK, right? In this piece, let's take a deep dive into data from the US to unravel this intriguing trend. First, the erroneous conclusion I jumped to was that women are becoming more liberal while men are moving in the opposite direction and becoming more conservative. Turns out I'm not alone. Many media articles and tweets jump to this speedy conclusion train fueled by eye-catching graphics that look like these. So the war within Gen Z, that's how they get clicks. Except that is not the case. Okay. Men have not become more conservative over time. Rather, women are increasingly embracing liberal views. A look at the Gallup poll social series shows minimal shifts in the political perspectives of Gen Z men over the last 3 decades. In 1991, 33% of men identified as conservative. Fast forward to 2022, the scene is surprisingly similar, still at 31%. So in the grand scheme of things, not much has changed among young men. So those are the rates for moderate, conservative, and liberal. On the other side of the gender, things look very different, and this is where things get interesting. For the most part, the last 2 decades, young women and men shared similar political views, but a rapid shift occurred in recent years as young women started leaning more liberal. A look at the graph shows that in 1998, both genders had roughly equal proportions of people identifying as liberal, 27% for men and 30% for women. However, a catalytic shift occurred after 2012, resulting in a significant 20% gender gap by 2021, with 44% of young women embracing liberalism and 25% of young men. So there it is right there. The majority of Gen Z men are not conservative. I also had to fact check my impression that majority of Gen Z men are conservative. No, they are moderate. But to these liberal broads, you might as well be a conservative if you're not liberal. A lot of these women, you're either for us or against us. So they might as well identify as conservative.
Yes.
Yep. Says a crucial point to note is that over the last 2 decades, the majority of Gen Z men identify themselves as moderate rather than the conservatives. But what does it mean to be moderate? Does it mean that they're a thoughtful, healthy blend of the two ideologies? Such a balance isn't a bad thing, especially in an increasingly polarized world where the right and left have often diametrically opposed views and can't see eye to eye on an issue. Are they confused, disconnected, and apathetic? An op-ed by this person argues that the moderate inclinations observed in young boys can be attributed to their tendencies to be non-committal as they figure it out what they think and where they fit. The challenge of aligning themselves with a particular ideology may stem from various factors, including a decline in participation in formative institutions, such as religious groups, competitive sports, and clubs like the Boy Scouts, and a dearth of recent impactful events shaping their perspective as compared to movements like the M2 movement for the female counterparts. Oh, wait. Okay. Okay, so in 2020, during the cough cough, the decrease in college enrollment of male students was 7 times greater than that of females, guys, and good for them. What makes it more interesting is that you wonder whether it's practical reasons like economic constraints and a need to work to support their family. While these are primary factors for both genders with minimal differences, a substantial gender gap emerges in personal choice. Men more than women state they just didn't want to as a major reason for not completing college. 34% of men in contrast to 25% of women. So couldn't afford to get a 4-year degree, needed to work to help support family, just didn't want to, didn't need more education for the job career they wanted, just didn't consider it, didn't think you'd get into a 4-year college. And where is the cost on all this? I wonder where that is. And then we can read this last part. Does pursuing college education genuinely lead to increased liberalism? Research suggests that the response is not quite as straightforward. I would say yes, it does. Colleges make people liberal. I went to the Go ahead.
I agree, 100%. I've heard many things about college. It just makes everybody weak, liberal.
Yep. Yep. I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, and college teaches you that everything is great. And you can have that attitude before social media.
Yes.
Like social media makes it really hard to be gray, man. It really we're gonna have to go back to black and white because people have made whole careers and millions of dollars off of things being gray area. It depends. It depends on the individual. You can't group everybody as the same. It goes person by person. We need to get back to black and white to combat social media, I think. It says they found that high liberalism among college graduates is largely due to the fact that liberal students are more inclined to pursue higher education. Liberal college professors appear to preach to an already liberal choir. Contrary to conservative concerns about liberal indoctrination in colleges, there's inconclusive evidence that attending college significantly amplifies liberal views. The surge in cultural liberalism doesn't solely stem from increased college attendance. And then they talk about social media. So I don't know if you guys know this, but Instagram and TikTok is mostly women, like 80%, but YouTube is like 70 to 80% male. It says another possible explanation could be that men and women are frequenting and socializing in separate and distinctive online environments. These distinct environments could foster unique social norms and information exposure, potentially leading to different opinions. Although it draws an equal split of women and men, YouTube remains predominantly male-oriented. Men dedicate 44% more time to the platform each month, and across 51 content categories assessed by OpenSlate, men constitute the majority of views in 90% of them. The YouTube news and opinion channels can be persuasive and leave lasting impressions because a large chunk of them are personality-driven. Ben Shapiro, Steve Crowder, Matt Walsh, and Michael Knowles are some very popular conservative voices on YouTube. An interesting thing to note is that while about half of the most popular YouTube news channels are affiliated with a news organization, a significant chunk comes from independent sources. They're typically personality-driven channels with video creators who have established a following based on primarily on their YouTube presence. The appeal of these channels lies in the authenticity of the content, with hosts speaking directly to the camera, expressing their views in a persuasive manner. More than 4 in 10 popular YouTube news channels are oriented around a specific person. And then YouTube news consumers are disproportionately more likely to be young and male. So anyway, yeah, guys, they talk about Joe Rogan and all that stuff. But anyway, guys, once again, I talk a lot of trash about Gen Z, but I think these guys are going to turn it around.
Yeah.
I think that they're finally sick and tired of this stuff, and men have to think about the future. We know that ultimately, no matter what's happening, it's going to fall on our shoulders. We have to carry society on our shoulders because women aren't going to do it. maybe some will, but not enough. You know, not more than 10%. Not more than 15%. And you're starting to see lazy girl jobs and all these women finally waking up. I need a conservative man because I don't want to have to work the rest of my life. And hopefully that carries down, because I've covered stories where these Gen X women and like early millennial women, their Gen Z daughters are like, I don't want to be like you. I don't want to work freaking 50 hours a week, 70 hours a week. No.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yep. So let's watch this last video here and then we can wrap it up because I am tired. Let's go.
Seen some data recently to suggest that high school boys are trending conservative, identifying.
To be completely honest with you, this is not shocking at all. I honestly think that the left is doing it to itself. I think boys are tired of the left constantly telling them that they're evil and that they don't have a place in society. I think young boys are gravitating towards people or influencers online that are father figures that tell them that it is okay to be masculine, that it's a good thing to be strong. I think that the left is doing it to itself, constantly promoting things like LGBTQ, BLM, not even knowing how to define what a woman is. At that point, how can you define what a man is? Constantly promoting feminism, putting out movies like Barbie that's completely degrading men just to lift up women. I think young boys are tired of it, and they're coming to a realization that not everything that the left promotes is true. I think slowly but surely, Gen Z is becoming one of the most conservative generations we've had. And honestly, thanks to Biden and his administration and everything they push for, people are just so sick and tired of it. That, look at that, one good thing out of the Biden administration. Gen Z is leaning more conservative. Thank God.
There you go. There you go. So, but I also don't want there to be too much conservatism either, because that was bad. Racy Gamer and I, we lived through a period where there was a lot of conservatism too. So if you have too much of either one, it could be a
Yeah.
problem. You know what I'm saying?
There has to be a balance.
Yeah. But okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. Pyro, any any last words about inflation, Gen Z becoming a conservative,
Yeah.
useless degrees? What do you think?
Yeah. All I have to say about the three is the the dead part. Which I think it's way easier if you spend less money and make sure you get in a good job where you can actually earn enough money and live in a cheap apartment if you're by yourself, or get a cheaper house. Just watch your spending and you'll be all right. And just buy food that you need and not the food what you want. And the other thing about the degrees, these sociology degrees, these gender studies degrees, these social work degrees, it doesn't make you look smart. It doesn't make you sound smart. It makes you look stupid, sound stupid. It makes you look woke. You're supposed to get jobs in like engineering or science or something, like you like being a doctor. I just do trade school. This is just not it. And then the more people becoming conservatives. Remember, it's the far left's fault that people are becoming far right. They're not even being normal right. They're becoming far right because of that. Because they keep tearing down dudes, and it's their fault. So I can't feel sorry for them at all. It's their doing. They're not very welcoming. If you want people to become welcome, like if you want people to come in to buy stuff from your business, for example, you have to be welcoming. You can't just jump in somebody's face and say,
Yep, I agree. Is Razy Gamer there? I was gonna ask
Yeah,
him
I'm
his
still
final
here.
words. Any
yeah.
any final words on Gen Z becoming more conservative, inflation, BS college degrees?
All right. So first, I'll talk about the being more conservative. I think one of the main reasons this is happening is the access to information, since this is like one of the easiest way to get information out of like all of creation. It's like it has never been easier to get information, especially live information, than it is now. So like you can see stuff in real time. Like back when I was a kid, it's like, yeah, like only reason I got the way I did was because of just interacting with my little small society, and plus I like naturally I did like science, technology, engineering, math, and like stuff outside of America. So I was purposely looking outside, but yeah, it's like that wouldn't have been the normal back in the day. So like easy access to information. You can see people in real life. People want to like just film everything now. So it makes it easier to like see what's really going on. And then inflation, I mean, I've already talked about DuckTales, and Scrooge, he's like the most miserly person in all creation. And I didn't grow up with a lot of money, so I've always been like living beneath my means, like, finding the best deals and stuff. And it seems like most of the people who complain about it online, about inflation online, you'll see them like looking the nicest. Like they'll have their hair done, their nails done, makeup. Just take away that, you will save hundreds of dollars. And it's like, yeah, stuff has gone up. But I mean, back in the day, I was like, find stuff on sale, buy stuff in bulk. Are you like buying like $20 tomatoes? Stop doing it.
Yep, I agree.
It's like if stuff went up, like and then like there are some stuff that like stop eating some stuff. There are some like I mean I really liked orange juice. That got too expensive for me. I'm not drinking that often. Oh yeah, also I do remember the Tampico stuff. Like I can't stand drinking that.
The orange drink instead of the orange juice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, boy. We all went
Yeah.
through a phase of that when we were younger. And here's the thing. You know what? I'm all about the one meal a day. You don't have a lot of money? One meal a day. How about that?
Yeah, and then what was?
Go ahead.
Yeah, keep going.
There are plenty of places. I've been to the African continent, and a lot of people on the African continent, you have a little snack for freaking breakfast, a little snack for lunch, and then you have one meal, and that's it. And that's how they stay so thin. Even the girl that had the gastric bypass was eating like three square meals a day. You don't have to do that.
Oh yeah, and then what was even worse about her is she made it like her first was like some kind of drink or something. Drinking is actually the worst way of maintaining your weight, because you can drink more than what you can eat. So you can ingest more calories by drinking stuff than by eating stuff. Like you'll be tired of eating like one apple before you'll be able to be tired of drinking apple juice.
That's true.
Yeah. And then about the schools, I can like have like a good year of rants on that. Like I said, I come from a STEM background. That's because I love STEM from the beginning. So it was natural for me. But like I said, I've always grew up with the idea that there are the degrees that are useless. It's like, oh, if you go get an art degree, you're probably not going to be making a lot of money. You'll be a starving artist, or like literature or stuff like that. It's like there were like the concept like there are jobs that will, are worth getting degrees for compared to ones that aren't.
Yeah, I agree. You hit it right on the head.
And then also it's like, go to your public schools. It will be like if you have to go to college, go to your public schools if you're not getting like a full ride or something.
Raging Gamer, try and guess the cheapest state to go to school in. Try and guess.
I would assume it's like a southern state, maybe like Alabama.
Nope. One more guess.
Let me think. I'm not thinking. Would it be like somewhere in the Midwest then?
New Mexico.
Yeah, I would assume like it would have been like more southern and more in the middle.
Yeah, New Mexico is
Because
the
like,
cheapest state to go to college in.
which is so funny because that's not too far from California. California is like have some of the most expensive schools to go to.
Yeah, but yeah, Arizona's pretty cheap, but New Mexico is the cheapest.
Yes.
But all right, you guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna tell you first off, guys, like if you're not going for STEM, why go to college right now? And if you do go, stay near home and go in state. Two, for inflation. I mean, most of us are guys here. Like guys can adapt to inflation fairly easy because we what's that meme where it shows a lawn chair in front of a TV with a PlayStation and a beer next to the chair, and this woman's
Yeah.
like, how can men live like this? And then so a guy responded and said, you're just mad because it doesn't take much to make us men happy. As men, we're not worried about inflation because it just doesn't take us much, and and we're willing to dial back our lifestyle. Women aren't. And then
Yeah.
as for the whole,
Oh.
go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna agree with you because like I've definitely lived like that. Another thing is like when people like get rid of stuff because they're buying new stuff, I just take their old stuff. Like I don't know how much stuff I haven't bought because people like just didn't want their stuff.
Yep. Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
A great place, but you just have to make sure you don't buy any like iPhones or PlayStation 5s on there because you'll get robbed. But you know what? But furniture and stuff, hey, I bought Craigslist furniture before. Shoot, it's still good. But yeah, man. And then the whole Gen Z thing, I said before, Gen Z boys are just tired of it. They're tired of it, and they should be. You know, men have a greater responsibility of society, and I think a lot of these young boys are seeing that from young, and they're just like, look, if we're gonna have to carry this nation, we should get a say, and we're not gonna get that on the left side. We're just not. And more power to them, guys. I'm gonna keep track of this phenomenon. The next a couple of years, and if there are any other big stories that come out this year, I'll do another live stream on it. But I'm out of town this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I'll probably do another live stream on Wednesday. So no live stream this Sunday. Pyro, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Ragey Gamer, thanks for joining. Dante,
Yeah, have a nice trip.
Yeah, see you soon. See you soon.
appreciate it. Dante's in front of Purgatory, Whiteout, always good to see you. Carlos X. Who else was in here? Alpha Gator 101 Gaming Channel, Chris Altanas. Thank you everyone for joining me on my live stream. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.
Yeah, see you soon, man.